And there we go. I don't know why I did that. Hopefully it'll reload. There we go. Perfect. So, folks, we are now here in the makeshift studios. We are now talking about the game development. Thanks for sticking with me for that long. What is going on over there? Why is it? Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. All right, so we are now here in the actual project. As you can see, we have a lot of things going on. I'm not even in like an area that's like a main starting zone. I am going to back way out. First, we need to change the mouse speed. There we go. We just changed up that mouse speed. Now we're going to get out and fully come on out and show you folks what's going on in the world of Beneath the Pines, which is the project that we are currently working on. Again, everybody that's coming in, we are now into the game development session of me giving you folks actual updates about the game that we are building. There's also a Discord community that you folks can follow as well. So, we have some basic level design set up. We haven't even completely finished it yet. I have some texture designs to do for grass, so on and so forth. We gotta see if the grass is even still down. We gotta go over here. Yes, the grass is still down. You'll see a little floaty head floating around here. That is the project manager, and that has currently the project open until we get it onto a server. I think he's chilling in the house currently. No, he's not. Wait, maybe he is. Whoa, I'm going like into things, bruh. Okay, time to slow down that mouse speed. Alright, that seems like a good enough speed for me. Alright, cool. So, let's get over to here and start talking about some of what we are doing. Alright, so welcome to what we are calling Beneath the Pines. I'm not going to tell you too much about what the game is about yet, as we are still currently developing certain things, story design, so on and so forth. Character development is also in the process, so that is going on. As you can see, a very basic house that we set up to start the Beneath the Pines. This is where the tutorial section will start in the game itself. Oh boy, so much to cover actually. Hold on, just need to go up here, press rebuild, perfecto. You guys don't need to see any of that stuff on the side over there. Nope, we're good. Perfect. So, with that being said, we have built this little house here, which is currently actually being built in Blender, and you will not see this house here anymore. It'll be replaced with a really creepy, dark, eerie looking cabin. It will eventually be leading off over to here, which will be a chicken coop. All of this ground will be different texture and being different. There'll be mud, and there'll be active rain following a character, so when you step into the mud, it will turn muddy, and so on and so forth. Helps save rendering for most people's rigs, especially the people that don't have crazy rigs like myself running off a 1070, and it's still able to create video games. Yeah. Bigger's not always better. I'm joking. So, that being said, this will be one of the starting areas for Beneath the Pines, the tutorial, where you may be running into some evil things. That's all I'm going to say. Once we hit play, the lighting will change a little bit. As you can see, it's going to be a very dark little area. This is just a little play button for you to go in and check your game out, what you're doing. You can add interactive environments once you get all the coding done. Blah, 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 blah. All that fun noise. I'm just currently testing out some designs with like rocks and mushrooms, so on and so forth. This will actually be, if I can get up here a little bit, the front yard area. I'm going to be having a little fence line, maybe a little patio. We're still discussing what's going to be going on in the front yard because it's not going to be too crazy as it is the tutorial area. As we walk down the road a little bit on the most beautiful texture for a gravel road my boy created, aka Commander, who you will eventually meet hopefully on one of these streams and on some of the development updates. You're coming down the street. There's going to be some interactive stuff that we haven't put down yet, as we're still doing some of the landscape with the grass that I'm laying down. Yes, it is 3D grass. I know. the random testing trees we were having before we put down a lot of the forest. And we will be coming up this way, and this is right where the tutorial section will end. So if I can get off the ground, there we go. There's a pretty big tutorial section that is going on. It'll be a pretty linear tutorial section that we've been discussing until you get past the tutorial section. There has been some things that have been discussed and some things that we have yet to discuss yet. We have a big list, big meetings coming up. So that is what's going on with that area. So the tutorial area, I can't explain too much of what's going on because, you know, when you sign stuff. Anywho, let's get out of the tutorial area and show you folks what we got going on next. Am I still in play? Is that why? Yeah, there we go. Whee! Okay, so when you go to the tutorial area, it'll be probably a little cutscene right here, or a loading screen, whatever. We haven't really decided yet. We will, like I said, this is why you folks really should join that makeshift community. You can have some inputs on games as well, just saying. But yes. Ultimately, we're working on getting it up to the tutorial area for you folks to be able to playtest and have a beta out. That being said, this will be starting the next area. Now, this entire game will not always be in the woods area, but it starts off in the woods area where you'll be meeting a crazy model that we're currently working on. I can't wait to actually do some of the animation on it and get the skin on it, as that is called a texture, and doing all the static textures and all that fun stuff, getting that all laid out. So as you can tell, there's a little bit more of the forest. We're gonna head on down that way. And as you can see, we put a lot of emphasis into our background, as we have mountains as well that are all handcrafted by AK Commander. And you can just barely see them from the road. I know I'm going under the map there, sorry about that, but you can barely just see them from the road. I actually still have some design to do on the mountains that you can barely see on the road, which I can actually probably go show you some cool stuff. Alright, so we're going to go on over here. I don't know if it's going to show you folks the drop down menus. I don't think so. Maybe. Okay, it does. So we're going to go over to our landscape mode. We're going to go down to paint, as we have some of our brushes on here. We're going to click the snow. So I have actually changed my brush size to do little minimal details. We're going to be doing, I'm pretty sure it's here. We're doing a little bit of the alphas. We're going to be turning it down so it doesn't come in as thick. You can't change the road alphas on that, so you're going to put that back up. The edit layer, blueprint brushes, we don't need to do that right now. That's none of our business. And the tool strength. So the tool strength is like, if I, give this a second to update. Sometimes you can break a texture. You see, it says preparing shaders in the right corner for me. And then boom. Now you see where the circle is? How that intensely came in so quickly. Yeah, we gotta go up here to the tool strength and turn that bad boy down. Now, Control Z to undo what I just did. We have some snow over here. We're gonna go up over here. And first things first, we're gonna put, I like the mossy rock, so we're gonna do the mossy rock. Here we go. We're gonna put some mossy rock on top of this. Make it look a little greenish. We're gonna go in a little bit closer so we can see through the fog. The fog, we have it up there so we have a constant reminder of the visual of what we're actually trying to create. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And now we're gonna go create the snowfall off for this. And I'm just gonna go by and lightly click, as you can see. Boom. I just made a mossy rock with snow. You can also come down here and just lightly, and I mean like lightly. And now we'll go back a little bit and see how it looks. Could use just a little bit more of a snow touch up there. There we go. Now we're gonna move back, and look, looks like a mossy rock with snow. So those are the things that we've been doing on the side and currently been building and working on. I'm not going to do too much detail there right now because we have to keep in mind from what we see from the road. That way we save ourselves on packet uploads and everything like that for when we deliver the video game to you folks. So those are some of the cool things that we've been doing here at Makeshift Studios. Just getting some level design set up. Not too sure what we're going to be doing with the drop off here. Not 100% sure yet. But this will eventually be leading down here where you got to run, and I'm not too sure if it's going to be starting here. But this will lead you to the next segment of the map that I cannot discuss in this current segment at the current moment until we start working on it. Let me know in comments there, chat, if you guys like what you see, if there's anything you want to see changed, or any questions that you folks actually have. I'm here to answer questions. This is something that needs to be done almost immediately. We're gonna go over here to the mossy. Wow, we're gonna put it all up on here, but we gotta change the angle. I gotta see what I'm doing behind when that circle leaves. Yeah, we could do some moss up here. We got the rock. And then where is the gravel? We're gonna be putting some gravel down here. I have yet to even show you folks the blueprints and how to make those brushes. Oh yeah, that stuff gets real fun. And we are going to go back to the stone. More intense. So there's that. We're going to show you some other cool stuff here. It's called the foliage. And then... Oh. Mm-hmm. Ah, there's the grass. Although it's not giving me my circle. There it is. My dome circles. Mahaha. Alright. So when we're doing this, and we're holding down the circle, the white circle of doom, as I like to call it, it brings in 3D grass to my environment. And what I mean by 3D grass is, yes, it's actual grass. And that was all from me doing that and putting it in. Again, to make this dome smaller, you move down the brush size. Now it's at a 0 for some silly... To do small little details along the road so it doesn't end up bleeding in. I mean, that's fine. But if you had to get like right up and detailed, see, it doesn't go past that line. All that fun noise. There we go. I'm just trying to get some grass off to the side and on the road. Make this look a little bit more fun. Sorry that the screen keeps cutting out there. It's actually updating shaders for you folks. I don't know why it actually cuts out on that. But for me, I'm still doing my thing. And then we're just going to kind of have it follow up over here. The longer you hold it, the more sprites of the grass it puts in. The more thick the density becomes of the grass too. And we're just going to kind of follow that road line just nice and neatly. All the way down. It's okay if some of it spittles out a little bit. Now let's go finish off the top of the plateau. So yes, even though there is a little bit of moss and stone going on up here, let's start filling it with some grass and see how it looks afterwards. So we do crazy stuff like that. Kind of looks like a fuzzy head, like my head after I shaved it. So now we have grass on the plateau, as you can see. Is it still loading in the grass? Yeah, it is. There we go. Is it not gonna? I don't think it will. No. Alright, so we'll have to fix that one later. Unless there is little tiny microscopic ferns going down that I'm unaware of. No. Okay, so the grass. Okay, I wonder if the stones will work on that. Hold up. Why are you still loading grass? I unclicked you. No. Put in just the stones. Okay, so we got some fixing to do with some of the brushes and the blueprints. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Alright, so yeah, that's kind of what we've been doing. The rest of the segment I'm going to leave for you folks to actually ask me some questions about the segment while I'm floating around and talking about certain things. So please feel free to ask any questions that you may have while we're talking about it and in the segment for now. I will be answering questions next Friday on stream. And yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. I just wanted the grass. A rock just showed up out of nowhere. Even though some of these details will not be seen from the road and where you folks will be walking around in the game, I do this for practice for when we are working on another project I can't really talk about right now. I just, yeah, just making the environment looking a little bit more realistic. And like I said, the longer you hold it, the more grass you get. Wow. Why is it doing that? And then to make it look even more realistic, chat, we go back to landscape. go down to the actual grass underlay, and we just tap around. Tap around. You'll notice that underneath the grass is getting darker because we're slowly adding down a base layer to the grass to make it look more popping out. And now, whoa, when we go down, you can see that underneath isn't necessarily going to be that anymore. Oh, gotta turn up the strength a little bit. There we go. There we go. And now we have a realistic rock looking setting. So you folks got to see some of the Unreal 5 and some of the things that we were going through. We're still not there yet, and we have a lot ways to go, but it's slowly coming together. I can't wait to start building on the chicken coop and doing that stuff next, which is going to be fun, having the chickens walking around in a completely random generated path and clucking and stuff like that. If you're wondering what this big wall is here, it's kind of like a property line marker. We've dropped down the property a little bit off the back end area, so on and so forth. We're still doing some morphing and modeling to the level design, but this is the project that we're working on called Beneath the Pines. It'll be the first game that we release as Makeshift Studios. So yeah, we're just kind of out here developing. Obviously got to make the grass stretch back more because you can see a lot of that from the road, which I could do right now. Got a couple minutes left, might as well make some use of it. And to be clear, that is not the 3D grass. Let's see if we can get in closer. That is just stuff to go under the 3D grass, as you can see. 3D grass is over there, and now it's not. So we go like this. And this helps make the grass pop more. I can actually do a density and make it less darker, but for the game that we are creating, it's going to be a little bit of a dark environment. And then just to show you folks and kind of recap of what we're doing, we just go back to the, not the landscape, the foliage. We have the grass selected. Oh, I guess a little tree popped up for some crazy reason. Still had it selected, I suppose. And now we get back to the grass. And now you see actual grass going in anywhere that this globe touches. Look it over here. It's kind of like you're coloring in a picture or something like that. In a sense, you just gotta kind of stay in the lines a little bit. Whee! Then you go down this way, that way. Come up around here. Let's see, this is where you get into that little design, or sorry, in that little crevice there, and be very careful where you're clicking. And boom, it'll be almost like, it is a perfect outline to the edge of your drawing almost. And you follow it. As I'm holding it down, I just let it go. I don't move too fast, because when you move too fast, it kind of choppily fills in the foliage like I'm doing right now. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going in to fill everything else. Now, we have it set at a certain thing, but you could actually stretch it. For some reason, it's not showing the side panels off to that side of the screen. Or whichever way. I know you see the left side of the screen panels, but the right side of the screen panels, it's not showing it for some silly reason. But, yeah, there we go. Get some of that grass in. And boom. Well, folks, thank you for joining in on the project. You got to see some of that.